This is the DJ Lloyd Becks podcast and celebrity interviews. Please visit sussexfm.com and Spotify to listen. Nick, thank you so much for joining me. It's a pleasure to have you with me.
It's awesome. Thank you so very much for being interested in this project that we got going on and what's going on with us here in America.
Yeah, no,
appreciate
100%. It's crazy time, so it's good to be getting involved, 100%. So you've got a new song recently released, if I'm correct, called "Can't Sleep."
That's correct. It's a song that me and Gifted put together, and I put it out on my record label through Empire Distribution. Okay. It's a record that has been sitting in my laptop for way too long. I'm not going to date it because it's fresh and new to everybody, but it's a record that has always been special from the time that we produced it. And I felt it was time to let the world hear it and to give it a proper push and to let it be judged as is.
Yeah. And what story are you telling in the song?
Well, Gift wrote the lyrics. So he's talking about that moment when the person that you love or is so beautiful, but in one split second, that beauty can turn into the darkest nightmare in your life. So it's that moment trying to capture, for mostly men, obviously, the all the feedback or all of the streams, a lot of the people that are listening to the song and love it are actually male, a big male audience. They love it. It's telling a story that maybe they might have come across or lived through. But yeah, it's that moment between, love and, oh my God, she's going to kill me.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how did you get involved with the record label? Because you said it was through Empire, didn't you? How did you get involved with that? Like, was it unexpected, or was it a plan that you wanted to do?
No, I've been ramping up for this for many years. I've been producing records since the early '90s in the hip hop realm. And a good friend of ours actually represents Empire. So he helps us out with a lot of legal stuff. And I just said, hey, man, do you think Empire would give us a distribution deal? And he's like, yeah, let's get it done. So we started that in like 2014. We started putting out records, not knowing exactly what the hell we were doing. We started putting stuff out on all, digital platforms, Spotify and iTunes and all these things. And we've been learning over the last few years of how to correctly distribute and promote and do these things. So this record is very special to us, not only the content of the record, and it's a very, I think it's a strong candidate, for people's playlists. It stands up to the other big boys and big girls that are playing on the major platforms out there and make record labels. So this is to get attention. This is to show what we can do, what we're capable of doing, and also to learn. It's something that gives us an opportunity to learn and flex some muscles that we haven't previously done in the past with our other releases at BBM.
So yeah, because like obviously you're part of the Baka Boyz. Is it Baka Boyz? Is that the way you pronounce it?
Oh, it's Baka Boyz. We're originally from Bakersfield, California.
Yeah.
So that's where the name comes from. In the '90s, we took off the ER and made it Baka Boyz as a kind of a flavor. '90s hip hop, lingo. We were young in the '90s, and we decided to make the name change. But it's still us. It's the Baka Boyz. We started from Bakersfield, California, DJing and swap meets, mixtapes, radio station in 1988, being on the air at a teenage level. So we've been doing this for a long time, producing records with The Far Side, with Cypress Hill, House of Pain,
wow.
Yo-Yo, Ice Cube, Kid Frost. That was our very first project. So we've been producing records for a long time. Pistol Grip Pump is one of it is our biggest record to date. It's by an artist named Volume 10. It's considered a West Coast classic. You guys can check that out if it hasn't reached over there to you guys by now. But that was our biggest record to date. And then we got onto Power 106, and we've been riding the radio wave for like 25 years now.
Wow.
But it's time to get back into putting music out into the marketplace and standing on the starting line next to these other folks out there. And like, we have something to say, we have good quality music, and now it's time to put it out there and let people hear it. So we'll see where it goes from here. With your help, I appreciate this very much, Lloyd.
Yeah, no, definitely. I do you know what? I just love helping people and promoting people, and it's just like one day someone might do the same for me. But yeah, no, I just it's just what I'm about really. It's just what I do. So and especially when they've got a good story to tell, like you as well. It's just it's just crazy. Like, because you've been, like you say, you've been working for big radio stations as well, haven't you? So, yeah. Who are you currently presenting for at the moment? Who is it that you're working with?
Well, artist-wise, there's a couple. There's a girl named B-Fly. She's from Compton. She is actually a sister to The Game, who everybody probably knows by now. Huge rapper out of the West Coast. Her name is B-Fly. She is the Empress of Compton. She is out of control. She's wild as fuck. Yeah. She has so much personality. She can spit. She's cute as fuck. She's gorgeous, and she's just somebody you want on your team at all times. So watch out for B-Fly. That's going to be the next single. It'll be NICKVEEZEE featuring B-Fly. And then after that will be Baka Boyz release featuring Problem. From here in Los Angeles, another underground Los Angeles rapper. Another rapper we put onto the new record with Donnie Loke. He's another young kid. He's like 19, 20, and he's coming out of Los Angeles, South Central, making a lot of noise. So we grabbed him, and that's going to be coming out. And then another dude from the East Coast named Lloyd. Okay. He's really dope. He's a fucking New Jersey spitter. He's very smart. His tone is very strong, and he's got a presence. So I have a single coming out with him and B-Fly together. So those, and then Gifted, of course. I'm trying to get some more records with Gifted because he's a very super talented writer and singer. Mm. And so those are the three right now that I have coming out within the next 6 months. Those records are going to be coming out on BBM.
Wow, so you're mainly I assume that you're focused on the hip hop scene, like mainly that's your thing then, I guess. Like,
honestly, yeah. Lloyd, there's a bunch of records that I haven't talked to you about. Me and my brother formed an alias so we could produce electronic music. Mm. So we got into the G House stuff in 2014. We put a couple records out. And we have a bunch of records that we produced that are waiting to be finished so we can put out a Pony Funk project, at least an EP. Funk, you can look it up, PNYFNK. And that was what me and my brother decided to formulate so we could flex, our dance music side and love for electronic music as well. So there's a lot of that stuff that is coming through BBM, the same record label.
Wow. And you, it's just crazy, like, what you're doing, because you're obviously very well connected.
I think so. We've been doing it for a long time.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. And so you also produced a track. You're known for the Pistol Grip Pump song as well. Tell us a little bit about that, like, if you would like to.
Okay. So I would love to, actually. It was a very special situation in the 90s. We were in Los Angeles from Bakersfield. It's like an hour and a half north, our hometown from Los Angeles. So we were in town. We were working on the Far Side remix for Your Mama. And the A&R guy, Adrian Miller, he was in the session, or at least in the studio, and he called me upstairs to have a conversation with me about this new artist that he's working with. His name is Volume 10. Mm-hmm. He's one of the premier underground rappers at the time, coming out of The Good Life, which was the mecca of underground freestyle rapping in the 90s here in Los Angeles. So I didn't know him too much. I didn't know too much about him, but I took Adrian's word for it. And we started producing records for him, and he just turned down maybe 3 or 4 records that he did not want. And he gave me very clear direction. He's like, I want it to sound like a West Coast anthem.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, Lloyd, I got to tell you, our production style in 1993, 92, it was very similar to Muggs, Soul Assassins. We were in that group. We were in that, that's what we wanted to sound like, East Coast, boom bap producers.
Yeah.
So when he asked to do a West Coast record, I was like, fuck no, man. I don't want to sample Zapp and Roger again. I don't want to do the same old shit. And I was so upset and frustrated that he kept on turning records down. I finally did it. I said, you know what? Here, I'm gonna make the simplest fucking West Coast beat you've ever heard in your life, and I'm banging on this drum machine, the SB 1200, really with hate, and making this beat. And I did as much as I possibly could to the beat, and I sent it to my brother Eric. He finished it, and once Volume 10 spit his lyrics on this record, I mean, it's a classic, bro. It's one of those records that will never, ever play.
Yeah.
So even to this day, and next, like a Dre Day or G Thing or Next Episode, any of those big West Coast classic hip hop records, and motherfuckers know around the world. People know this record, but they don't know that we produced it. That's what they don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Producers need more credit for things. Like, this is what I keep saying, like, even with movies as well. Like, these producers deserve a lot more than what they get from it.
I've learned a lot from some of these producers, like DJ Mustard, for instance, all the DJs, all the producers that are tagging themselves, they're putting themselves first as the production credit. And I got to be honest, I'm taking a note from that. That's why I'm producing and I'm putting my name first. I'm like, I need to get my credit, and I need to be able to work with bigger artists. And the only way to do that is to show and prove that you have the goods. And if your name is out there, the aggregators, it's all over. It's on Spotify, it's on iTunes, it's on all of the major platforms. And then you got to move some numbers now. Now you got to get some streams, don't you? You got to get out there. You got to tell people what you're doing, and hopefully get an interview so you can get discovered wherever you're going to get discovered.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm taking the blueprint from these guys and I'm creating it for myself. Yeah,
definitely. And talking of like interviews and stuff, actually, like you also, because obviously being a radio host, you also interview celebrities yourself, don't you?
Oh, I do. I've been very, very blessed to interview some of the best and the biggest stars. Yeah, everything from Biggie, of course. Yeah, we interviewed Biggie at least 3 times before he passed away. Eminem, of course, Jay-Z, Diddy several times. Let me see here. James Brown, MC Hammer was one of my favorite and best interviews. Mary J. Blige, the list goes on. It's just endless. Mob, The Alchemist was one of our good friends from back in the 90s. Of course, Be Real from Cypress Hill. He was our very first guest at Power 106 in 1993. Our very first guest on the radio in 1988 was Young MC. Before Bust a Move and before Wild Thing came out, which he wrote, before Funky Comedina came out, which he wrote. So, yeah, we have a long, rich history of artist interviews and relationships. Busta Rhymes, really, really close to us. David Banner, you name it. There's not a lot of people that we haven't interviewed. We haven't interviewed Drake. We haven't interviewed Cardi B. Migos was a disaster trying to interview these guys. But they're stories, bro. So ask away.
I still, to be honest, I still want to follow in your footsteps regardless. You've done a lot of crazy stuff.
For sure. Check out our YouTube page. Over the last year, we interviewed Sweetie, Megan Thee Stallion. We were blessed to interview Nipsey Hussle like 2 weeks before he passed. It's crazy.
What's the page called so I can check it out?
Yeah, The Baka Boyz. TheBakaBoyz.
Okay, and is that on YouTube as well? Is it on YouTube as well?
That's the YouTube page. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'll be promoting that like crazy on this interview as well for the bio, for the Spotify link. So,
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So they're on YouTube. How else can we find your other projects? Like, who are you on social media for our fans to follow you?
Same thing. The Baker Boys.
Yeah,
TheBakaBoyz. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok now, and then of course YouTube. And the song is "I Am Gifted." That's the artist featuring NICKVEEZEE. That's me.
yeah,
And if you any of our social media stuff, you'll be able to find the song, or you can just go to YouTube and stream the song there, or on Spotify helps as well. Any streaming platform, it's up there all over the place.
okay.
So please screenshot record and love it, please.
Yeah, definitely. And like, is there anything else that I have missed that you would like to advertise? Like, just in case I've missed something, is there anything that you would like to talk about, or is there any projects that you're currently working on now as well? Like, I'm not sure if you've covered it all yet.
Well,
So
no, yeah, I think we covered mostly everything. But you can see my brother Eric, who's my partner, my business partner, and my brother. He's been doing a lot of live streaming, like mixing, like all the other DJs around the world, of course. But he's doing a lot of live streaming on IG and also on YouTube and Facebook. So you can get an idea of our music range and the kind of music we play. It's so cool because now that we're not on the radio, we can play whatever the hell we want. We can play garage, we can play night bass, we can play house, old school, disco, funk, freestyle, hip hop, whatever we want, with nobody telling us you can't play that shit.
yeah.
So
Oh, nice.
definitely check us out.
Yeah, no, I will.
And that's it.
Yeah, no. Hopefully, I can be cheeky and maybe we can put this interview up on your YouTube channel as well.
Absolutely, I would love that. I would love to do that, and I could put it up on our SoundCloud. We have a Mixcloud. We could put it up on as well.
Oh,
You help
you're
me, I
amazing.
help you, brother.
Yeah, thank you. And like I say, if there's anything else that you would ever need to come to me about, because I'm based in the UK, so it helps each other out, doesn't it? So
I can start sending you stuff immediately. Before it comes out, to get your taste on it. I would love that, man.
yeah, please do, please do. I'd love to stay connected with you as friends as well as work, hopefully. So
Well,
you know.
no problem. Well, hopefully one day we'll eventually get a chance to meet in person, and we can chop it up some more, DJ to DJ.
Yeah, definitely. Soon as the lockdown is over, I'll come out to you maybe.
Whatever you want, man. It's always good to have friends around the world.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and it's been a great experience talking to you. I really appreciate it massively.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Hey, brother, if you have a microphone, would you do like a drop for us, like a DJ drop for us,
Yeah,
for
sure.
our radio
What
show?
would you like me to say?
Say, DJ, this is DJ Lloyd Beck. I'm tuned into the Baker Boys on the Baker Boys Hip Hop Master Mix, Worldwide Domination.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Word up, brother.
Peace.
Get
Have
out
a
there.
safe evening. Thank you. Thanks everyone for listening. Remember to subscribe, like, and follow.